Welcome back to another episode of our Summer Clarity series. This episode is not just about marketing and the mistakes that I have made. It's also about organization and needing a system, but not a perfect system. You need to start and then be willing to fix the mess as you go. Today, I'm walking you through the mistakes I have made when I first tried to market our microschool, the missed deadlines, the spaghetti strategy, the zero systems, and how I finally turned it around. If you are ready for clarity, consistency, and confidence, this episode is your step forward. Welcome, teacher, to the Let Your Light Shine podcast. If you're searching for the freedom and permission to design the life you love as a teacher, you're in the right place. I'm on a mission to help teachers just like you build their own dream school or homeschooling business. In this present day, the world needs you, teacher friend, to step out in faith and give students an education they love and so deserve. In this podcast, I will teach you how to start a fulfilling and profitable homeschooling business that lights you up. I'm Mackenzie Oliver, former elementary teacher and instructional coach, gone homeschool teacher and business builder. I'm here to empower you to step outside the classroom and choose the experiences, the curriculum, and all the moments that put a smile on your face and your students. Does it seem like a dream? Well, it did to me until God opened the doors and made it reality. Together, we are breaking through fears and moving the crowd. So get out your notebook, sharpen your pencil. It's time to get your teach on. It is just a great day to be alive, my friends. It is. If you're listening to this podcast, we all need to be reminded that we have a purpose, we have a beautiful journey ahead of us, and it's not going to be perfect. There will be hills, there will be valleys, there will be turns, and there will be very straight paths and very wide paths. And there will be storms and there will be sunshine. There will even be snowstorms. There will be so many situations that come your way. And that is just what life is. I know that clarity feels so hard to receive when you don't even know what your next move should be. I actually just had a wonderful coaching session with someone who I've coached before, but it had been about a year since her and I had been face to face. And I'm so thankful. She's also a part of our microschool mastermind. I'm so thankful for her vulnerability to say, I need help. She has 10 students, ready to go to 15 students. And she said, I have so many things to do, and I just don't even know what to prioritize. And honestly, our coaching session wasn't about marketing, but it was about organization. And my husband, he helps us with Lighthouse Learning. He also has his own painting business, and he knows right now it's something that he's really been wanting to pursue and to grow himself. And he said, okay, I have got to get organized. And actually, earlier in the week, I spent an entire day organizing myself. As much as I thought that I was organized, I always need to redo things and make it better and get myself organized. And yes, this podcast is going to speak about marketing, but it's so critical that we understand the value of being organized. And it's okay if you're not. It's okay if you're not right now. And we really need to give ourselves grace. I was just speaking with my coaching client who is a phenomenal founder, and she was really expressing her desire for wanting to have a more streamlined system. And I was telling her that I recently went through a hard season and feeling as if I wasn't able to do all the things that I typically do, or my system seemed a little clunky. But we also, as I mentioned, are having a new location for our school. I didn't anticipate that we were going to have to move so suddenly. I didn't anticipate all of the growth of our school. As you all know, I was just starting in my living room, just 1 year at a time. Honestly, I was just like, can I make it to December? And then by February, parents were saying, are you going to do this next year? And I thought, I don't know. Do you want me to? Really, that is literally how it all began. And now here we are. We have 66 children on our wait list, plus so many more that are calling and wanting to enroll, and it's a beautiful thing. But our location is still underway. And marketing is not the way that it typically has been. We now have a place where we can display a big sign out on the front of our property, but we weren't doing that at our local church that we were in. Our marketing systems, thank goodness, have been very streamlined over the past couple of years. And thank goodness, because there are times when your school, your program will go through changes. And during the midst of the changes, you still have to consider how you are going to enroll and stay afloat. Thankfully, the person who I've hired to help us as an administrative assistant, she knew, regardless of whether or not we know where we are going, I'm still enrolling. She was still giving tours with walls being torn down at the church, with boxes everywhere. Literally the last day of school, she is giving a tour, and it just looked like mayhem around there. And I thought, I would have never given a tour during this day, but I definitely am someone who would let perfectionism stop me. And guess what? That family that she toured on that very last day, they signed up, all 4 students. We really have an opportunity, but a lot of times perfectionism and not totally having all the systems in place, they are 2 ends of the spectrum, I know, where you've got perfectionism and then you've got feeling like you have chaos. We still have to show up. And you don't have to have, as I mentioned in the intro, you don't have to have a perfect system, but you do need a place to start. And you know, if you've been listening to this podcast, I have hired help. I am so grateful to have been able to hire help. And I hired help when our school was making the financial means to do so. I didn't hire help at the very beginning. I had to figure it out by myself. I wish I would have had the Teacher Let Your Light Shine community. I wish I would have had opportunities to receive coaching. I wish I would have been a part of a group of learning and professionally developing, which is why I'm so passionate about bringing all the things that Teacher Let Your Light Shine brings to you, the podcast, the Facebook group, microschool masterminds, our new microschool marketing blueprint course that's coming out in just a couple of weeks, our introductory packet, all of the heavy lifting, all of the things that I've tried and reworked and made better that I've been successful with and that I haven't done so great with. I want to bring all of those stories to you. This is the Summer of Clarity. This is the Summer of Clarity series, and this episode is crucial for teachers, edupreneurs, and those leaders who feel overwhelmed and unclear. Marketing isn't just promotion. It is planning. It is people, and it is systems. So the planning is so critical that as I was speaking again to the coaching client, who out of respect will absolutely remain anonymous, this client was saying to me, I know how important it is to plan, but I just don't give myself that time. But what I am super proud of is she said, I was listening to one of your episodes and you talked about the importance of a planning day. And I literally have on my calendar a day for planning, and I already have my kids assigned a babysitter. So we celebrated that awesome milestone. And I said to her, now I want you to take your calendar, because she was so excited that she had planned from August until May of 2026, and mainly just putting things on her calendar, right? She's got her planner. She's putting things on her planner, on her calendar. And I said, now I want you to go and I want you to put a star 1 day a month from now until May 26, and call that your PD day, your planning day. And I said, and we don't even do that because we're so afraid, well, what if it changes? What if I get a doctor's appointment that day? And I told her, I said, who cares? And we both started laughing. Who cares if the day changes? But at least you can flip open to October and see, wow, I've given myself the grace of a planning day, and I've carved out several hours. And even if you get an eye doctor appointment that day, you can either say yes or no to the eye doctor appointment. And if you say no, then you've got your priority to be a planning day, or you can say yes and you move your planning day to another day. It's okay. To all my teacher friends, parents, and visionary leaders, if you are listening to this, I know you are passionate about creating a microschool or a program, a homeschool hybrid that truly shines. But let's be totally honest. Building and growing a microschool or your own program or homeschool hybrid It isn't easy. It's not for the faint of heart. Whether you're just getting started or looking to scale, there's so much to navigate. Legalities, marketing, finances, student enrollment, location, curriculum planning. That's exactly why I created Microschool Masterminds, a community where you don't have to figure it out all alone. Inside, you'll get step-by-step guidance to launch, grow, and sustain your microschool or homeschool hybrid, access to our exclusive training modules, resources, and live coaching, and a supportive network of educators who get it because they're building their own dream schools as well. You have this dream of creating an incredible opportunity for students, for teachers, and yourself. Maybe you're in the early stages, wondering, where do I even start? Or maybe you've already taken the leap, but now you're feeling overwhelmed with marketing, enrollment, all of the planning or the finances. You're not alone, and you don't have to figure it out all by yourself. That's why Microschool Masterminds is here to help you on a month-by-month basis. That's right, it's a month-by-month membership designed to give you the support, structure, and strategy you need to actually make progress. Each month, you'll get live group coaching calls so you can ask questions, get feedback, and gain clarity on your next steps. Step-by-step training modules on legal setup, marketing, enrollment, financial planning, school operations, a private community of passionate educators who get what you're building and are right there with you, a roadmap to keep you moving forward whether you're launching or growing your school, and new resources delivered to your teacher mailbox inside our Microschool Masterminds community that are brand new every single month. And again, the best part is it's a month-to-month membership, so you can join when you're ready and staying as long as you need. Or if you're all in, grab the yearly membership and get 2 months free. This is your time. Your vision deserves a real plan, and I want to help you every step of the way. Go to teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds to join us today. That's teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds. We can't wait to see you. Again, marketing is about planning. Marketing is also about people. It's about you. You have to market. It's about having other people help you in an effort to market. And actually, in years 3, I had my teaching assistant help me with marketing. She went to the park with me when we didn't have a location. We sat at the park together and we were like, listen, there's this strip mall down the road. That's where our school is going to be, but we can't go in there because they're having summer camp right now. And we didn't even have a place for the people to tour. And we were still signing parents up. But I had someone helping me to do that as well, a teaching assistant. And she wasn't the only one going and meeting families, but she was there. She was learning. She was helping by following up with a few phone calls. It was year 4 that I had my curriculum director come, and she started giving a few tours for me, which was super helpful. And then this year, full on, handed it over to someone else. But that's year 5. And I don't expect that you would be doing that, especially years 1 through 3. And honestly, not even years 4 and 5 if you don't have enough students for it. And then there's systems. I can't even tell you as we've grown how many things have been thrown at us left and right. And if we would have not had the foundation and systems in place, it could have been very tragic. What are the systems that we have in place? Well, the systems that we have in place now is social media dialed in 5 days a week, sometimes 6 during a busy season. Email marketing going out on our website 4 days a week. A CRM system through Playground, which is also our hub where we bill and we chat with parents and we upload documents. All of that is now we turned it into a CRM system. So people fill out an interest form, they get put into our Playground system. Then we have a lead magnet. We follow up with them. They get 10 text messages, 10 emails. It's really cool. I didn't have that my first year, but what I did have years 2 and 3 is I had more consistency. I had a plan because I knew that if I did not prioritize marketing, that we were not going to have students to fill the seats to make the school sustainable. So the real big mistakes that I have made was definitely not having a consistent weekly routine for marketing tasks. And partly because I was carrying a lot of responsibilities like you are. I also was trying to figure out how to do all these fancy things on Canva, which I just finally gave up on. I mean, I did it for probably about 2 weeks. And then I was like, you know what? This is for the birds. I'm just posting pictures and sharing my heart. And I don't expect that you are spending hours making beautiful graphics. They're nice. They look professional. They're important at a certain point after so many students at year X, Y, Z. Okay, I'm not going to tell you that you need to do that your first year because I don't want you to be doing all of the things. You won't be able to survive that mentally or physically, not even emotionally. And of course, my first couple of years, I didn't have a place where I was storing leads, people who had contacted me. I did come year 2 because I finally realized, okay, I need to be serious here. I need to create my binder. I need to make all of my contact list. I need to make sure I'm following up with them, and I need a system to follow up with them. So I was really tracking myself, and it felt very good. Even though it might seem like it's a little bit of work on the forefront, I wanted to make sure that I had a really good system for communicating with people, following up. I also wanted to make sure that I wasn't repeating myself over and over again and trying to reinvent the things that I was saying. So I spent some time capturing how to speak with people over text message, how to speak with people over a phone call conversation. And by the way, in our microschool marketing blueprint, which launches on June 20th, I give you all of my emails. I give you my scripts for text messages, my scripts for responding back in emails and phone call conversations. That is all included in the microschool marketing blueprint, along with a wowzer of a deal of our business bundle and all the pieces if you bundle it together. Because the business bundle, the introductory packet, parent partnership letter, welcome letter, flyers, brochures, all of that is critical when it comes to marketing, even your handbook and contract, because people need to know that this is legitimate. They want to make sure that they're very clear and understanding your roles and expectations for them as the parent, and that you have their kids' best interest in mind. I also didn't follow up with leads. I missed enrolling families who were interested because I didn't have a system. My first year and a half for sure. I wasted time, as I mentioned, designing these graphics or overthinking. And I've worked with so many people on one-on-one coaching. They're like, I want to post the pictures, but they just don't look good. And I'm like, it doesn't really showcase exactly who we are. We have to post the pictures anyways. We have to, because you're being too critical on yourself. And I literally did everything at once. I was making Facebook posts and flyers and school events all last minute because I didn't have a plan. So what I've learned is that marketing has to be a part of your weekly schedule, and it needs to be on your calendar. I talk about this in the microschool marketing blueprint. I teach you to go through and calendarize. I teach you how to create jam sessions. I teach you a rhythm reset. You need a system. That's what I've learned, not a series of sprints. You need a very systematic process, building out a binder, building out the proper materials that you're going to showcase to families, and making sure that you have a system, even if it's paper pencil, of following up with people. I call it our batching system, our brainstorm and batching, brainstorming your contacts and batching batching how you are going to be communicating back with them. I also learned that every single year I got more and more clear on our offer. One of the most outstanding pieces that's going to really help you, that I urge everyone to go through every year, is to go through and to clarify your offer, because you have to update your introductory packet and your handbook and your contract and all your marketing materials. But a lot of times we don't go through this activity, and clarifying your offer is just critical. So in the microschool marketing blueprint, you will be receiving a beautiful 1-hour video where I take you through our 47-page workbook, and you're like, oh my gosh, 47 pages. Take what you want, leave what you want. It doesn't matter to me. It matters to you, but at least you have a tool, and that is going to help you to get so much clarity over the days of the week, the age groups, what you have to offer, the special classes, your pricing. All of that is so amazingly helpful when you actually put it down on paper. And not just that, I didn't really understand my numbers. Even going through a financial activity to understand your numbers, it's critical so that you know how many families you need to enroll, instead of being like, well, I've got 12 this year and I think 16 will be good. How do we know? And does it cover the cost of your expenses? So I take you through that as well in the microschool marketing blueprint. This is how I improve. First off, I created for myself a marketing Monday. I knew that's one thing I could put down on the schedule. It's it's color coded, and it's a system, and there are tasks, and there are timelines. I also started with a lead tracker where I had it all written out on paper. I mean, first off, I started with sticky notes. Then I had it all written out on paper, and then I put it into a spreadsheet. And I am definitely a paper pencil girl, but you could put this out onto your computer as well. And I was recording the date that I had contacted them, their email address, their phone number. And then I created the same process in Trello. And Trello was amazing because I had virtual assistants, Madison being one of them. She's my digital manager. She was going through Trello and she was making sure they were added on her email list. I also had a fantastic virtual assistant who was doing my bookkeeping, and she would follow up with people who would email her into her inbox. She would put them into Trello, and I would move them across the board so that I could continuously keep in contact with the people and notice, were they following up? Day 1, this is what email I sent. Day 3, I was doing this all manually, by the way. Day 3, this is the email that I sent. Day 5, this is the email that I sent. And after they didn't respond, put them into our email list. This was a very important component of marketing that I share with you in the Microschool Marketing Blueprint. It's a follow-up system with text, tour invites, enrollment deadlines. Then I started developing a monthly content plan. What to say, when to say it, who I'm targeting through our emails, through social media so that it matched. And then I just honestly stopped trying to do it all. I focused on 1 to 2 main platforms. And I definitely think that helped so much. I wasn't trying to be on nextdoor.com and on the Instagram page and the Facebook page and the other social media platform that my friend recommended. And then this community. No, it just was spreading me too thin. So I really focused on 2 main platforms. That was Facebook and email marketing. What I think that you should avoid definitely right now is the moment where you feel that it is okay to skip lead tracking or follow up. Let me repeat that. What I think that you should avoid is, number 1, to think that it is not important to lead track or follow up. Don't skip this. Don't skip tracking your leads and following up with them. And if you're like, oh, I just can't do it. It is so painful. I have so many things to do. I don't like talking on the phone. I don't either. So you know what I did? I would batch my phone calls and I would go on a walk, or I would batch my phone calls and I would have my marketing binder with me. And that way I could just 1 to 1:30, 1:45 to 2:15, 2:30 to 3 o'clock. And then I started making an early dinner for my family. I literally did that so that I wasn't just whack-a-mole all the time. Now the phone really rings a lot. And so my enrollment coordinator, she just totally answers all the phones. I'm not doing it. It's just not me. But I had to for a while. But I'm glad that I can tell you now, if that's not something that you enjoy doing, it doesn't have to last forever. I also wanted to say this. Don't get distracted by following a bunch of microschool leaders and copying what they're doing, because you will end up sacrificing your own messaging. Please do not do this. You need to make sure that you stay in your own lane and you guard your heart and you guard your mind and you guard your soul, you guard your eyes, that you are not following a whole bunch of microschool people on social media. Because if you are, and they're the only ones who are popping up on your feed, your algorithm is wonky and no one that really needs to see your messaging is going to show up. They're not going to see it. So if your feed on Facebook shows a whole bunch of microschool owners, then you are not reaching people outside of that, which is going to definitely damper your marketing outreach. So something else that I teach in the Microschool Marketing Blueprint is all about building your algorithm, but not at the sake of your soul. I teach you 15-minute power pockets, and I teach you what is a priority when you are marketing for your school through social media. I don't want you to be on there for hours at a time. What else I think that you should avoid is waiting until the month starts to plan the month's content. It's really important that you can project forward to what's coming up so that that can be a part of your messaging. So for an example, let's say it's September and you know that you've got some really cool things happening in October. You've got a field trip to a farmer's market. You're going to pick corn. You're going to pick pumpkins. Your class is going to be learning all about animal classification. If you already have that on a calendar, then you can start promoting now for what's coming up in October. Instead of getting to October and saying, okay, now what are we doing this month? Okay, now wait, what are we doing this week? So staying ahead is really important. I would even say to go as far as having your own content calendar on Google. You can even have your own Trello board for marketing, which is definitely what I have recommended. And then also too, I use a paper planner because it just depends on my mood, right? I mean, I know I just shared a lot of systems with you, but the truth of the matter is they all work for me. And depending on my mood, if I don't want to be staring at a computer screen, it's written on a piece of paper. It's helpful. So how would I do it right? After all of these mistakes and the things that I'm telling you to avoid, here's what it is. To start off with, we need to choose 1 to 2 platforms to show up consistently. Number 2, create a monthly email and social post calendar. Number 3, block a day or a half a day every week for marketing tasks. And yes, I say a day right now in the summer so that you are just focusing on marketing. You're just making a game plan. You're learning about marketing. You're writing the emails. You're looking at what's coming up in the next month or two. You're looking at any special promotions that you have. You're looking at your enrollment numbers. You're looking at the time that you have available to follow up on marketing every week and following up on phone calls. Planning this out is very critical. I also believe, number 4, is that it's very remarkably important to capture people who are coming into your school and inquiring and scheduling follow-ups with them within 24 to 48 hours. Yes. But what does that entail? That entails you knowing your time margins, which is why I start the microschool marketing blueprint course with time. And then I talk about finances. The whole first module is time and finances. And this way you can see, do you have someone that you can hire to even help you? And number 5 is to use free tools, Google Forms, Calendly, Canva, MailChimp, and use them wisely. And if it's not your wheelhouse, find someone else who knows how to do it so that it is helpful to you. I am so passionate about you having the results that you want in the time frame that you want them in with the right amount of students so you can have the income that you need and you can make the impact that you so dream of. I love you guys, and I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to share this content and my experience with you. If this resonates with you and you're just really tired of starting from scratch, then I encourage you to check out the Microschool Marketing Blueprint. You can go to teachersletyourlightshine.com/blueprint. It's my complete guide with systems, scripts, templates, strategies that took me from 6 students to 50 plus with a wait list. And now we are beyond that. Maybe that's not how far you want to go. And that's okay. I didn't either, actually. But here we are. I know. Just one of those things. Just kept growing and growing and growing. And I really attest all of this to having incredible marketing systems. So check it out, teachersletyourlightshine.com/blueprint. You can be put on the wait list, so when it goes live, you will be notified. It's an outstanding price, you all, which includes the business bundle, or you can get it without the business bundle. I think you're going to be super impressed with the price that we have it for because it is absolutely within your reach, it's within your means, and it is professional development to help you with results within the next 3 to 5 weeks that are not just for this year, but it's going to last you a lifetime in this journey, knowing these foundational steps. So go check it out at teachersletyourlightshine.com/blueprint. To all my teacher friends, parents, and visionary leaders, if you are listening to this, I know you are passionate about creating a micro school or a program, a homeschool hybrid that truly shines. But let's be totally honest. Building and growing a micro school or your own program or homeschool hybrid, it isn't easy. It's not for the faint of heart. Whether you're just getting started or looking to scale, there's so much to navigate. Legalities, marketing, finances, student enrollment, location, curriculum planning. That's exactly why I created Microschool Masterminds, a community where you don't have to figure it out all alone. Inside, you'll get step-by-step guidance to launch, grow, and sustain your microschool or homeschool hybrid, access to our exclusive training modules, resources, and live coaching, and a supportive network of educators who get it, because they're building their own dream schools as well. You have this dream of creating an incredible opportunity for students, for teachers, and yourself. Maybe you're in the early stages, wondering, where do I even start? Or maybe you've already taken the leap, but now you're feeling overwhelmed with marketing, enrollment, all of the planning or the finances. You're not alone, and you don't have to figure it out all by yourself. That's why Microschool Masterminds is here to help you on a month-by-month basis. That's right, it's a month-by-month membership designed to give you the support, structure, and strategy you need to actually make progress. Each month, you'll get live group coaching calls so you can ask questions, get feedback, and gain clarity on your next steps. Step-by-step training modules on legal setup, marketing, enrollment, financial planning, school operations, a private community of passionate educators who get what you're building and are right there with you, a roadmap to keep you moving forward whether you're launching or growing your school, and new resources delivered to your teacher mailbox inside our Microschool Masterminds community that are brand new every single month. And again, the best part is it's a month-to-month membership, so you can join when you're ready and staying as long as you need. Or if you're all in, grab the yearly membership and get 2 months free. This is your time. Your vision deserves a real plan, and I want to help you every step of the way. Go to teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds to join us today. That's teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds. We can't wait to see you.